This conference will now be recorded.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, is together this day to do the important business for the people of the village of Owego. Grant us wisdom, compassion, and understanding. First item on our agenda tonight, different than our first meeting of the new session, so we have our annual meeting. I know you had an idea.
So, what I proposed was treating this like a consent agenda, where you can have one motion to approve all action items identified in the annual meeting agenda. If there's any of you who would like to actually discuss any of the particular items in there, then we would just do that now. And if there's any changes to make to those particular appointments, designations, whatever, you just make them. And then a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended, or excuse me, the annual meeting agenda, action items.
Might save us 20 minutes of reading each one out loud.
Yeah. Well, I pointed out to Mike, as far as the agenda layout, order of agenda, he left himself off as far as after the reporting after the trustees.
And today.
Guess it means he doesn't want to report.
Right.
No.
Right.
No,
That's
it's
on
in
the
the
right.
rules. There's a list of.
We can end it.
Trustee reports and then add mayor.
Right, that's how we usually do it. I
Yeah.
Apparently missed it last time.
That's all right. Well, because you're kind of right at the bottom, so you almost need to be like in bold to remember something. I thought that would be easier. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is there any other ones you want to talk about? Our meetings are still first and third Mondays, although the read of the. Well, no, there's one this year, September 8th. Tuesdays, screw up my bowling schedule. Any other questions? Changes? Okay. Somebody want to do the thing they talked about?
I'd like to make a motion to do a consent agenda.
So let's call it, it's not structured exactly. as a consent
Annual
agenda,
meeting.
So it's a motion to approve the annual meeting agenda action items as set forth in the annual meeting agenda
Ooh,
as amended.
as a method, I like that. I like that one, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we have a second for that?
I'll second that.
I'll second it. Oh, you did?
Ron,
Sorry.
yeah.
He's quick.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
We'll vote on, this is all the action items in the annual meeting. Right.
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
I'm gonna call you Charles.
You used to call me Ed.
I did for a long time. Ron,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Rusty. Yes. Aaron, yes. Look at that. Also on the list. All right, so now back to the regular scheduled program, public comment. Okay. So we have a couple invited guests tonight. First one is Bob Bassett. Bob Trevor into comment.
Thank you. First off, let me just say that Trevor couldn't be here tonight. He's got a family obligation going up to Syracuse. But he's committed to coming on April 20th, and I'll give you a little backstory on him in my presentation. So I won't speak for him, but I'll share a little bit. So thanks for letting me be invited and to share. I'm in the process of moving to Owego from Alaska. So some of you may know I've been going back and forth for 33 years. So I'm still at the helm of the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation. We just started our 33rd year. So we're in the throes of scholarship season, and we anticipate giving $5,500 scholarships out this spring again. And our Tioga County scholarships will be May 17th at the American Legion Post 401. The primary reason for being here this evening is pretty excited about the initiative that we've launched for the Owego America 250 project. So I know you're all familiar with America and 1776, and some of you were there in 1876 at the Centennial, and some of you may have been there at the bicentennial at the 200th. But that was a big deal in 1976. We all know that. So for the last 2 years, the national effort has been to coordinate National America 250 across the country. So that's been a wonderful effort for 2 years. And each state has taken the lead to create their own state initiative. So you are probably familiar with the national logo, America 250. If you're not, it's going to be all over the media in the next several months. Smithsonian just launched their book, America 250, today, and highlights 250 years of America's history and the items in the Smithsonian's collection. The New York State logo looks like this, and New York State is organized very well and has projects in most communities. And again, it's up to each community to organize. No state is told what to do, and no community is told what to do. So it's under the umbrella of how can we celebrate America's 250th birthday. So as I said, I reside in Anchorage, Alaska, and I was reading the Penny Saver back in January online, and I noted with interest a young man that was recognized as Teen of the Week, and his name was Trevor Morato. I didn't know who Trevor was, but I was impressed with how he was described as a young artist, a 12th grader, being recognized for his contribution in the Hawkeye graphics program at OFA. And so, as is my style, I did an outreach to him in the mail, and I introduced myself and asked him if he would consider designing a logo for Owego America 250. And without knowing who I was, he responded via email, and we've sort of coordinated over the last month and a half. He designed 3 different logos for America 250 for Owego, and then we sort of consulted with the volunteer board of the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation. We liked them all, but we liked one in particular, and this is the logo that we decided on. I'll just pass that around. And not surprisingly, I asked Trevor if he would use the Liberty Bell as the focal point for the logo. And now's a good time to thank you for housing the incredible replica of the Liberty Bell. It's still sort of something that a lot of people don't know about that's here, but it's as remarkable as it was when it first arrived. So I'm glad it's still here. And according to the mayor, there hasn't been any serious complaints yet. Who could complain about the Liberty Bell?
Mr. Mayor, if I can interrupt Bob, it's nice of you to thank us, but the thanks are to you because you're the one that brought that here. Thank you, Bob.
I get a lot of thanks every day, but you know, without having a home for it, it's going to be a difficult lift, even for somebody like myself. So I thank you sincerely. I think it looks great there. You're probably wondering why there isn't some storyboard there, but as you know, everything is a process, isn't it? Getting the bell and securing it was a process. securing Trevor's commitment to create a logo was a process and step forward. So I arrived about a week ago and introduced myself, met with Trevor, really liked him. Nice young man, social, presents well. And he was new to the school system in middle school, so he did not go through the elementary schools. Quite an adjustment for him. And I've met a couple times with him. We presented to the school board, and they were very impressed with the logo. And he spoke eloquently about the importance of the celebration. And what we've done together is designed a contest, creative expression contest for 3rd to 5th graders. So as a former teacher myself, primarily at the high school level, I'm no longer real interested in engaging high school students or middle school students, and I probably have the energy for elementary school students. So I thought probably the safest bet is to try to engage younger people in the schools around celebrating America's 250. So in creating the contest, we fashioned it as a opportunity for young people by choice at Appalachian and in Owego elementary schools to create a product. And the product would be either a poem, an essay of no more than 250 words, a drawing, or a painting. So given sort of a multiple expression, and they can submit that by May 15th, and we're going to give them a certificate of recognition. So we've designed a certificate of recognition, and it looks like this. Pass that around. And what it does is it utilizes Trevor's logo, and also I've made a place for Trevor to sign the recognition certificates, as well as the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation. So we've tried to weave the national, the state, and the local celebration, and we'd like to recognize young people. So in the presentation to the school board, and I met with the superintendent beforehand. Our modest goal would be 25 entries. Our ambitious, bold goal is 250 entries. And when I said that to the superintendent, I saw a smile on his face. So I did the numbers for both elementary schools, and total students about 800 for all grades. And 3rd, 4th, and 5th, probably approximately 400 students. So certainly a 25 student response is reasonable. More than that, ambitious, and it's going to be up to teachers and parents. So I've been doing some circulating of the contest information. So how many people are totally unfamiliar with the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation? Anybody on the board that's unfamiliar? Okay, so that's good. I had a little extra information for you. So I'm just going to give you the flyer on the contest. And very simply, they used to say you have to reach them to teach them. So to reach 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, the strategy has been to go through the parent groups, PTO, for both schools. And then today I launched an email to elementary teachers at both schools, introducing them to the contest. Again, completely voluntary. And in meeting with the superintendent, we both agreed that it would be great if Trevor did the outreach to the schools. Now, at my advanced age of 86, well, 76, I used to be able to fire up and go into the schools and look young enough and act young enough to engage. In this case, I'd like to hand that off to Trevor, and we've created flyers, and the superintendent has those flyers. And Trevor's agreed to go to both schools, even though he didn't attend either of the elementary schools. So we asked the school board if they would sort of support Trevor in his outreach. And he's got some confidence, he's got some social skills, And I said, well, Trevor, why don't you offer to do a art or drawing presentation for the students that might appeal? Trevor is not, in my estimation, he doesn't, his strength isn't in writing. So I think the teachers themselves can coach that. Maybe some students are more comfortable with writing an essay or a poem. So, so this states exactly what it is. The theme is let freedom ring. So the main goal was stay out of controversy, even though there's national controversy. There should be no controversy on celebrating 250th birthday. Celebrating America's liberty, justice, beauty, and independence. And it gives the students complete freedom of what to create and how to create. So we will accept those entries on a single sheet, 8.5 by 11. Students' grade, name on the back. We'll give them each a certificate. And then we're going to give a prize, 2 prizes for each grade at each school. So we'll sort of specially acknowledge the students that have gone the extra mile. In terms of the products, several of the ideas are to compile the products into a booklet that would like celebrate 250th for Owego. So that would be copies of the student products. They would get their original back. But what we would do is have a sort of a product that can be looked back on. And I think that's something that could be with the village. And this is the only presentation I'm going to make. I'm not going to be making a presentation to the town. So the specific reason for meeting with Mike and talking to you is we would like to have you know about this. Some of you know teachers. I don't know any of the teachers personally. And like I say, I think if Trevor goes into the schools with his personality and meets with the kids, the teachers, as the superintendent's helping, the school board's helping, this shouldn't be a heavy lift. There shouldn't be a lot of obstacles. So we'll see. Now, I think you'd be impressed with Trevor. So I hope that we get to come back on April 20th and we can sort of close the loop on this. In talking to Trevor, I said, well, one of the things I think we'd like is for the village to adopt Trevor's logo as the village logo for the celebration of the 250. I talked to Mike briefly about that. And today I received the new banner for the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation. I thought you might enjoy seeing how the logo looks on a banner. So we have in the past had a banner for the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation, and somehow it has disappeared in the 33 years. So I decided to invest in a new banner. So essentially we do student scholarships, promote youth volunteerism, and promote local history. And you can see sort of Trevor's logo looking quite nice. Thank you. So where are we going with this? We'd like the village to get behind Trevor's logo. We'd like the village to adopt it as the village logo for 250. And however you'd like to do that, we could come back April 20th and you could engage Trevor, see what he has to say and how to sell it. We really won't know about the school response until probably early May. And as is often the case, it'd be probably the week before the deadline that things start to happen. I'm prepared for that. Our scholarship presentation is on May 17th, so there's a little crunch time, but we have quite a bit of time. In the perfect world, let's just say there were 25 entries. And let's just say we had the student products displayed outside the village office hall here in the hall near the bell. Hypothetically, let's say some young people came and presented their poem or their essay to you. Let's say there was a storybook produced for the bell that told the story and the backstory, given it was student created. And let's say we had a thank you card, thank you America. And we ask people to sign that. Hypothetically, there's ways that you could generate energy, enthusiasm, albeit small, but everything matters. And I think it does, it's a meaningful opportunity for the village to do outreach, and especially at the younger level, introduces young people into civics, into participation. A lot of young people probably don't know where the village office is located. People on the school board had not seen the bell. I invited the president of the school board to go down and see it, So, I mean, I think there's some avenues of communication and development for the community. Yeah, I think that's the bulk of what I wanted to say. I wanted to put a plug in for Tom McAteer is opening his World of Toys again as a scholarship fundraiser for the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation. We don't do much fundraising, and but Tom has offered to open his toys collection, and I don't like to disappoint Tom. And it's quite wonderful, and proceeds go. We usually can raise an additional scholarship of $500 by those attending. So that's May 9th. Questions for me? Based on what I've said, I've sort of jumped around a little bit, but I think you got the gist. Trevor's a good guy. He's done a nice job. Superintendent likes him. School board like him. It's a big growth opportunity for Trevor to be on the point of something like this. And it would be very significant. He wants to be a commercial artist, a graphic artist. It would be a nice boost for his career path.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be all right if we were to show that potential logo around a little bit to our citizenship?
Absolutely.
Say in the next 2 weeks and make
Yeah.
our call in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, by no means, this
Get
is
their
not a,
input on it?
yeah, this is not a major ask here. I mean, if Trevor was here, I'd have him, being the spokesperson. I'm not trying to sell you on anything here. I'm pretty happy so far with what's going on. The rubber will meet the road if there's some elementary student response to the contest. I mean, that's really what it's about. I think giving recognition around America's 250 and Owego, I think it's pretty cool. So yes, I think that'd be great. Maybe April 20th to come back, Trevor.
Trevor might be here.
Yeah. Oh no, he's committed. No, I've got put the squeeze on Trevor. I say, well, all right, this time, but the 20th now. Other questions, comments? Anything left hanging?
No, I like the logo. It's very
pretty-
attractive.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool, isn't it?
Well, the Merchants Association is planning a little bit of a celebration for July 4th.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, what, you're talking about, you can have like a brochure of the information or a little booklet?
Well,
I mean-
I think the,
With the illustrations of poetry and everything?
yeah, I think the goal would be to compile the student products for historical purposes, both to honor the students and to give them an opportunity to present if they would like to this group, maybe your board meeting. As far as a publication out to the community, that may be something that they should be invited to come here and see and learn about, as opposed to we're going to massively distribute things that, are going to cost a lot of money, color, probably not want to go in that direction. I think
Well,
people,
what I was thinking is, maybe, you could turn it into a fundraiser also, as far as, when the July 4th celebration happens, have it available, somebody selling them for, I don't know,
beautiful.
$4, $5, something like
And
that.
I told Trevor, look, Trevor, this is your logo. So this is your next step. This is your product. I think it's a cool thing, and that would be part of the 4th of July. It's probably not anything that the CHB Youth Foundation would, take the lead on, so to speak. I'm not averse to something like that, but I'd rather see Trevor and his own initiative, his entrepreneurial, the spirit, young people got, I would say, Trevor, you got 130 students in your class at OFA. Maybe each of them might like something with a logo on it.
Well, have you spoken with anybody at the museum?
Well,
I
this
mean,
is where
they
the
were
pop,
putting some things together.
so this is where the politics of everything takes over, okay? So being a guy that doesn't actually live here full time, I thought the low hanging fruit would be to introduce a contest for elementary students that wouldn't get in the way of anything else. So that's been the approach, and so far so good. Presentation to the school board, talk to the superintendent, outreach to the teachers. So it's really a student-based initiative, younger children, that is the main focus. So that, I want to keep that focus, because that's what the foundation's about. Not to avoid directly answering that. So in closing, just share a little bit. It's National Poetry Month. The most famous poet credited for living in Owego is Nathaniel Parker Willis. Everybody familiar with Nathaniel Parker Willis? So he's famous for his poetry, Under the Bridge. The second most famous poet is Charles Alston Munger. I didn't know who Charles Alston Munger was until I learned in the one of the historic books about little profiles of Owego that he was one of the most significant writers in the mid 1800s. So in one of our projects with the Charles H. Bassett Youth Foundation, we saved some historical papers that were on the third floor of Adam Schumacher's building. And one of the papers was the booklet for the dedication of the Tioga County Courthouse, 1872. And what was significant about that was there was a poem by Charles Allison Munger at the dedication that acknowledged all the lawyers from 1800 to 1871. So I thought, wow, this guy was something. So I found a book of his poetry in Cooperstown that he was a prolific poet. And when Binghamton was dedicating his community, he wrote a poem called Pioneers, and read that in Binghamton. At the dedication of the county courthouse, he read his lengthy poem about the history of lawyers. And he died in 1873. So a year or two after his poetry for the dedication of the county courthouse. In 1874, his three sisters, in accordance with the wishes of his many friends and admirers, a few of the published and unpublished poems of the late Charles Alston Munger, here collected by his sisters, Owego, April 8th, 1874. So 2 years before the centennial, and 2 days from now. So this is entitled Three Poets. Three poets sat down in the purple west, round the hearth of her of the gentle soul. They sang the songs which their hearts loved best, as they steeped their cares in the Turkish bowl. And she was fair as the song she sung, and he was bearded and bold and young, and the other was bowed and hoary. She caroled with accents dulcet and low, of the forest glee and the field's delight, of the lilies' bloom and the roses' glow, of the vernal dawn and the summer night, of all things lovely and bright and fair, the heart may divine or the senses share from the beautiful front of glory. And he that was bearded and bold and young, of the psalms in the path of glory strewn, of the brave, the free, the mighty sung, with a voice as from lips of the trumpets blown. Of all ambitious, love may dream, or hope may weave from the distant gleam, through the gods dim ivory portal. Then he whose brow lay the shining frost, like the fiery storm of an organ's heart, whelming all in melodious Pentecost, sang the fair must fade and the good depart, but flourishing in eternal youth, still blooms and blesses celestial truth in the sunshine of love immortal. So grandly he sang that the listening twain caught the rapturous thrill of his heavenly song, and they joined in the lofty song amain, till the air swam and swooned with gold and balm. And so all the lingering night did they woo the good, the beautiful, and the true, till the star in the dawn drooped faintly. Nor hushed was the paean's palpitant close, when there came, as gently as falls the dew from the daylight's folded wings on rose, the soul of the beautiful, good, and true, and poured in their midst all light, all grace, and breathing a paradise o'er the place, touched their hearts with her blessing saintly. A tribute to Charles Alston Munger. Thanks.
Thanks, bud. I'm gonna go a little bit out of order. Does anybody have anything for Fred? He's not getting this. Get out of here.
No.
So, does anybody have anything for him? Do you have anything? You're good?
Excuse me?
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Just let everybody know, and they can get out the word that, April 18th is a tire drive over at the town of Owego. Starts from 8 to noon.
Okay. Pass the word on.
That's the word.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Fred, you said that's the 18th?
Yes,
Okay. And what,
8 to noon.
8 to
8 in
noon?
the morning to 12 o'clock.
And it's at the town of Owego Shared Services?
Yeah, at the DPW garage, out back.
How are they doing metal too?
Sometimes they do TVs and electronics, you know. if they
And
do-
they're not doing it this year, just doing tires.
Are they doing metal too?
No, well, as of right now, I can call Bill and ask him, but last time I knew it was just tires.
Okay.
Because it costs so much.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Now, we'll go back to Becca.
Thank you,
I don't know if
guys.
Fred is suffering over there.
No, I'm not suffering.
No, Fred.
Fred is.
Here.
But you have eggs, you'll feel fine.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Okay, so thank you for everyone who was able to meet with me. If you were not able to and you want to go over anything in detail, please feel free to get in touch with me. But I wanted to show you just a couple things so number one, that was so productive for me. I think we got some good ideas, kind of nailed down some things too. So on the top here, I talked to a few of you about spacing on the signs because the way that they were spaced out just made them really hard to read, especially from a vehicle. So VD7, that was kind of like where we were with spacing. And so VD1 is what that's going to look like if we space it out a little bit more. One question, I'm not going to try to get into too details, but I do have some things I want to bring up. Do we want like an arrow for each location, even if they're in the same direction?
I wouldn't think so.
So do you think that's clear enough that those two are straight? I kind of think so, but
Unless they're like different. Like this is.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we'll do that. But if there's two in the same direction, then just one arrow is good. Okay. So that's what, we're gonna take all of them and reformat them so they have that clearer spacing to them. VB8, we had an extra space on this sign, and this sign is going north on North Ave. And so since we have an extra space and we had some conversations around the Little League field, we talked about adding Hyde Park to that, because when we have events at the Little League field, not a lot of people, I mean, not that it's difficult, we all have GPS, but we thought that would be a good thing to identify. My question on this is, do we want it to say Hyde Park, or do we want it to say ball field, or something more general? So our people all know Hyde Park. What do you think?
I think, when we had the Little League tournament, stuff like that, people don't know what height.
Right.
Is. And so maybe if there's enough room on it, we could just say Little League fields.
Okay. I was kind of thinking that same thing. I think that there's enough room. My only concern with this one is because we have Tiowaga on there and it's taking up 2 lines, that if we do have to go 2 lines, it would be a lot. How do we feel about ball field if not? I like Little League better. I think obviously, it's more obvious. So we'll go ahead and do that, Little League or ball field. And then, so that brought up a more general question that came up too. For the most part, we aren't necessarily identifying things. We're kind of keeping it general. We do have like Coburn Free Library and that kind of thing. Do we want to have like Tiowaga Performing Arts Center or just Performing Arts Center? I kind of think Tiowaga makes sense, but I just wanted to kind of see what you guys thought about that, because in a lot, we have Owego Riverwalk, and we have Tioga Arts Council. So I think that's kind of the direction we're going in, but I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with that.
Okay. With the Hyde Park, could just be Little League.
Yes.
Because, I think some people might get confused. Over near Marvin Park, there's the ball field there.
What do you guys think?
I think if Little League fits there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Tiowaga Performing Arts Center was privately owned, I would think that would be an issue. You'd want to put Performing Arts Center.
Yeah,
because it's not privately owned, because it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay.
I don't see them changing their name. I mean.
No. I mean, I'm pretty confident. And again, all of these things, I mean, these are vinyl stickers, so it's not like you can just go buy stickers and stick it on there, but they're very easy to update. So Little League instead of Hyde Park, and then we'll keep Tiowaga. Okay, and can you go down one? And then, so we talked about this sign, and this is the sign that's going to be at the end of the bridge on the east side when you come in, like right on that little brick area. So the way we had it before is we had like arrows pointing everywhere for shopping and dining. We kind of talked about it. Maybe it's more of like a welcome sign as opposed like a "you are to here" type thing, as opposed to trying to say, hey, everything is every which way. This is the draft that I got. I don't like it. I think it looks strange like that, and shopping and dining. I like the fact that it has like the welcome to historic Owego, but I'm just thinking, like, do we just want to make that welcome to historic Owego the only thing on there? Go ahead, Laura.
About like stay a while or something like that. Like, we want you to stay here, shop and dine, and sleep here, something like that. But like, maybe we don't need the dining or the lodging.
Yeah,
it just looks funny.
It looks very funny. I agree. And the reason we kind of talked about putting lodging on there is we don't have them on other signs, and I don't think they really go necessarily along with the theme of the other wayfinding signs. They're also private businesses, and we were trying not to get too involved in that. But we do have 3 inns and at that intersection, both ways. So it's kind of like a way of saying there's also places to stay around here, but I don't think it fits. It looks wonky to me. So, and then, you know, instead of shopping and dining, I mean, we could say, you know, historic Owego Marketplace, we've used shopping and dining district, you know, that kind of thing, just to say that there are things around here to do. But I'm wrestling with that. So, and we don't necessarily have to nail it down right now, but I'm just curious what everybody thinks.
I would just cut the bottom and, leave it.
Just do welcome to.
I'm with you too, Mike. The
Okay.
bottom two things just aren't valuable. We might think of something else that would be more better there, but those.
What's that little line underneath, welcome to historic Owego?
It says founded in 1787, so that we can make it, like, we can make it so it takes up the whole space and, you know.
We can put our website on there.
If you guys want to, I will put your website on there.
We could like have public information that way.
Well, this is, I mean, well, if you guys want it on there, I'll put it on there, but I just, because this is a vehicular sign, I mean, people will be able to read it when they're stopped and stuff, but I don't know if it's really like a more information type thing.
Would you go back up a little bit again?
I can, yeah.
So I've talked to you about, for me, the visual of the words
Right.
run together. Now, I don't know how other people see this, but the Tioga Historic Museum has, that runs together, and I said something to you
We were
about
gonna
taking the
do a
words
little
farther
more
apart,
space.
because it just seems, when you're trying to see that in a car, I don't know if you can read that or not. I don't know how others perceive this.
So yeah, what we were talking about is like the spacing between letters and words was like a little
Yeah,
tight
right.
because of
Just like
the,
this down
the
here,
cap.
this look, maybe right up here it looks good, but that looks like one big long word and hard to read for me.
So we did talk about that. I think, but I didn't have him redo every single sign until we had this conversation, just so you know, in case we had to go back. I think with the spaces, it helped, but I think you're right, especially about Tioga. So we can talk about kerning like a little bit and maybe, you know, just kind of spacing some of them out a little bit better.
Does anybody else see what I'm talking about? That it looks like a one great big long word and it's hard to read, and you're going by and you're trying to read all that.
So yeah, center, art center under Tioga Performing. Would that make
We
it
could.
easier to read?
We can see what that looks like.
Stop driving with your reading glasses on, Rusty.
I can't see, I can't see. I just wondered if that struck other people.
It does, it gets.
Long, yeah.
Well, I think it's also because it's all caps too, you know, so you don't really have that distinction between, you know, it's, so, so yes, we can play around with that a little bit, for sure. I don't think it needs to be drastic, but I think a little bit would probably help with that a lot.
More the font that they picked.
Well, it had to be all caps.
That's like what's.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we'll go ahead and work on the details of that. And then, yeah, if you can go down a little. So this is, why did I put, oh, Rusty, you were asking about heights and stuff. So from the ground to the bottom of the sign, it's like 7 feet 3 inches, just so you know. And so also I wanted you to see a blank backing. One thing we did talk about is having, since we're getting all of these cut, is getting some extras cut, so the village could just have them. And then in the future, if you want to add a sign gets damaged, that kind of thing, then you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of production. So I was thinking if we get like 12 extra, is that overkill, or would that be good?
No.
Is it in the budget?
Well, if it's, yeah.
So everything that I'm talking about, we will make, yes, it's in the budget, yes.
I would say, yeah, how many?
Doesn't matter. I mean, they're not hard to store, they're, you know, or anything.
Let's go over with Christmas wreaths.
Okay.
Be nice to have surplus if somebody hits one with something.
That's what that's what I was thinking.
And we might have another use for them other than just than these directionals too. We might find some other way we want to.
Yeah, events.
Well, and we'll get to it in a little bit, but we were also, as far as like, like the Little League fields are here, the school is here. We don't have a sign at the intersection of 96 and George, so if the village wanted to put one in, then you got all the stuff. Not all the stuff,
Yeah.
but you got that part.
We just need the letter.
Which is should be pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think really, even they could probably send that to you in the mail. I think we produce stuff locally too, so. And they do have like the brand kit, fonts, and all of that stuff that you guys can have. So if you do that, you can give it to any designer.
And yet, once we're out of the grant, John Petco or anything.
Yeah, you guys can do whatever you want. Okay, and so another thing that we talked about is so can you go down just a little bit so we can look at the whole thing? So we have on all of the vehicular directionals, we have the two poles, and the parking signs are going to go on one. And so on some of them, the EV charging station signs are, but we also, now, can you go back up? Sorry, Mike. But we talked about having some other signs printed that could go on there. And again, for like the ball field and also the school. And so what we would do is have these printed. We can have them installed, but I'm not sure if we'd have to go back to DOT for this or not. I don't think so, but at the very least, if you guys like these and want them, we will get them produced. And whether we install them or not, then the village will have them.
What are the three up there? Is it a ball field?
That's a ball field, a school, and then the EV charging stations. We're gonna do a few of those. So I just got these. I think the overall layout is good. I don't know if the ball field and the school are really, those icons are really gonna be visually, if people are gonna see that right away from a car,
I don't know about the school.
right?
Yeah.
Does the ball field to me, I was thinking more like a baseball.
Right. That would be more clear, yeah.
So I'll look for other icons, but do you guys like this idea?
Yeah.
To have
I mean,
it?
that would be nice to have on the corner of north and west.
Right, yeah, that's what we were
Exactly, I mean,
thinking, wherever there's not an EV charging station thing taking it up. I mean, we might as well put something there, and that was brought up by a couple board members, so.
And maybe not an arrow like that because we don't know whether we're gonna want a side arrow to the left or the right or.
That's just an example,
Yeah,
yep.
okay.
So that will go back to, do we want to figure out exactly where to put them now? Do we want to do that down the road? But there's a lot of options for us to do that. I didn't ask this specific question, but I think they could give you the arrows just to have too, so that's what I'm just trying to make sure, if there's additional things we can have that makes it easier for you guys in the future, we'll get all of that wrapped up into this.
That's what I was wondering, maybe they could just give you like a stack of arrows and then we stick on whichever arrow we need.
Will the gas stations get upset with us if we don't mark every gas station?
Gas stations, we weren't gonna do that, were we?
No,
No.
because we have the EV
That's the
charging.
EV charging station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a gas
like a
pump.
gas
It
pump.
looks like a gas pump,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
No, it says EV on it. And since
Maybe
they
it's
it
don't
does.
like,
So
if
it
it doesn't
does.
say mobile or Safeway, like people, it's harder for people to find those. Although most of the people that have electric cars have the app to find
And
EV
yes,
chargers.
and that's how they
So
do,
that should
but
be-
I'm just.
It needs to have the Tesla tank.
Yeah, right. Maybe there's a different logo for that.
That's what I was
It doesn't
just
look like a gas
thinking, is
People
if
that
there's,
have EV.
Right now, the logos don't look, or the graphic logo things, they don't look so hot.
we'll work on them, but there's like something like this, so it doesn't look like a gas station. Okay.
Do we need those signs?
Yeah,
So show
That's
people
that's the other
yeah,
thing.
that's nice, yeah.
I think it might be too much signage or something.
We're gonna get a stack of these, and if we decide we wanna put them up, and if we decide we wanna negotiate with the state or whatever, we'll have that be available to do it, and it's not gonna cost us anymore, it'll be within the grant.
Kind of like the EV charging stations, just because
Yeah.
it like, and it's funny, when I was working with these guys before they came down, even using Google Maps, they had issue, it's just like getting around Park and Court and stuff, and so I just from that perspective, I kind of think having the EV charging stations on there would be helpful. Again, totally up to you guys, whatever you want to do. These are options. If you want those produced, then we can work on the icons as well.
I think they need better icons.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the EV one on your phone better than up there.
I never even thought of that, but
Yeah,
I
those
knew
are
what
like
this
the
was
gas
from the very beginning, you
Yeah.
know, so sometimes those things don't register when you're in it. Okay. Sorry, just making my note. Okay, and can you go down a little bit more? Okay, so we talked also about changing this and putting like "Welcome to Historic Owego," founded in 1787, to kind of carry over the message with that the other signs have. They were supposed to take off the "We are happy you're here" part of it. And so what I was thinking is we have above the line, "Welcome to Historic Owego," and then the founded and the date underneath in bigger font. I think that would look nice, and then it kind of has like our same message that we've had before, so we're not going too out of the box. I think when we talked about the "We are happy you're here," it's very nice, but it's also, you know, what if we want to change that, you know, or what if we get a motto? I don't know. It just seems like kind of out of place, I think, in this sign project. But again, that would be up to you guys.
I like that idea.
You like that?
Found it instead of that.
Yeah, and bigger for the welcome too.
I think we can make both of those bigger. I think the idea is that we do want to keep them at a height where you can see them in a car. But I think we have a little bit of room to work with. And I think where the "We are happy you are here" part is, I think that is like the bottom. So if we kind of think of that as the space we have to work with, then I think that would be good.
Well, and if you increase the size of the welcome, you wouldn't really have to have two "Welcome Historic Owego" founded.
Yeah. Oh, I see. What do you mean? I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have to have the word "to" there.
Oh,
Just
I
go
see.
"Welcome" and then "Historic Owego" and the date under that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
People leave out those little words anymore anyways.
Okay. Well, so how does everybody feel about that? Because I was trying to do like what the old signs had on them, just as kind of, I don't know why.
That's just an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea.
Right. Yeah, I like the two. I don't know.
So
You
you
like
have the
this?
two, could you make the two a smaller font if the rest of it was bigger? Or would it look, if it kept the same font, but the other fonts were bigger?
So let me just have him make the change, and then we can kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking space.
No, I know, yeah. Then you
you
can
make
make
the
welcome
welcome
really
bigger.
big. Yeah.
If you try to move the two down to Historic Owego, you're gonna have to shrink that down some.
In this sign, we don't have a space problem because we're not gonna have the thing on the bottom. We've got a huge sign.
Yeah.
We can make, in fact, we can make all those words bigger.
Rusty could see them without glasses at all.
There you go.
That'll be our test. That'll be our
Just because my
test.
hearing aid isn't working.
We actually could
whatever.
use all the wording and just make Village of Owego bigger. But welcome, founded 18.
The logo part of it.
Anyway. eliminate all the words other than welcome. We found it in 1787.
I kind of like that too.
Village of Owego's already on there.
Right.
Just make that bigger. And maybe move it down.
How does everyone feel about that? I think that actually would look good. It wouldn't be as cluttered.
Yeah, you do have Village of Owego above it.
I don't know.
What do we think?
I like that. But welcome and that logo.
Okay.
Welcome on top and then the logo under it, Mike. Is that what you-
Founded in 1787.
I like it.
Simple.
You killed Bob.
Okay, so that is all I have kind of based on what our conversations were. So we'll go ahead and tighten up all the messaging and that kind of thing. What I would like to do is make sure that, so I do want to get approval because I can't get these things produced until then. We have some details to work out, obviously. But I think what I need approval on to be comfortable starting production is that we have the locations that we want on there. The general design of the signs, you know, like how we want them laid out, and then the approximate locations that we've looked at, those could change. We have to talk to code about some flood zones. We have to do dig safe, you know, all of that kind of thing. So details like that, I'm going to come back and talk to you about. I'm not going to make that decision on my own. But to get production moving, there are certain things on here that would be easy to bang out, update, and then we're good to go. Like they're holding they want to round the corners of the signs. They want to cut all the backings and that kind of thing. So I guess I don't want to put anybody in a box. I don't want to put any pressure on it. And I want to assure you that details will be worked out, but I want to be able to get that stuff done if we are good with the majority of all of this.
It's time for us to get off the pot.
I'll make a motion.
Yes.
Would this sign also be rounded to kind of match?
No, it wouldn't. So these are the signs, the gateway signs. So they're gonna kind of be separate from the other ones. I mean, if anybody is interested in that, we can look at that, and now would be the time to have that discussion. I kind of think I like it better square, bigger for those locations, because I think it stands out a little more. With like the rounding of the ones in the village, we wanted them to be kind of separated from like the DOT signs and look a little like softer and that kind of thing. And also, you know, in case Shaq does come to Owego, he won't cut his head.
That's the 6th. Right, check. What's our deal?
You know, so, but again, that's up to you guys.
These would be much harder to round.
I think that
Yeah.
probably is the case.
It's like when we were-
I've never rounded corners of a metal sign. So
Mike, would you pop that back up to the
Yeah, but
little
these aren't
league,
just-
the
these
little
are
league
like-
sign?
Thick metal signs.
Yeah.
Would you pop that back up to the 3 little league signs or whatever they were, little league and whatever?
I
Yeah,
got
those guys, yeah.
So, you said maybe have a dozen of the big signs made so that we can do stuff. Have them make us a bunch of these little signs, because those can be very valuable to us down the road for just one thing or for anything if we might want to do it. So
Right.
a bunch of those little ones,
Blank little ones.
blank little ones would be a
Blank
nice
little
thing.
ones, yeah, we can do blank little ones, and I mean, if
Because we
you,
They're not so nearly so obtrusive, so if we wanted to put some of those at various places, those would be, and the state would be probably a lot nicer about putting some little ones like that up if we wanted to. So we want 200-300 of them.
okay, let me see about that amount.
have, like,
But yeah,
fair.
I think that makes sense, you know, like these signs are gonna be around for a while, so whatever, I would like this to be an entire package that works, not just for now, but as things change and the village grows and all of that, so that's a good idea. And then with the finger post signs, we also are gonna get some extras of those too.
So should we make a motion to? I don't know what the motion would say.
So that's why I was trying to because, you
Move
know,
forward? I don't know.
like pick out,
Motion to approve the preliminary design options, is that what we're talking about? Or are these the final design?
I don't know if I wanna say final because I don't want it to be like, we can't make changes, you know, that kind of thing. So whatever wording you guys are
Approve
comfortable with.
the production of these pieces,
Right. Yeah.
the production of the metal of the sign pieces. We haven't approved the exact final, every little thing they're gonna say, but they have to make them, so we gotta approve them.
I mean, we could
Is that what we're
also,
talking?
we could also break it down to, like, approval of the, like, I don't know, like size of the signs and
You could say
the locations, the
General
content, maybe
locations, something
something
like
like that.
That's the production part.
Right,
Location,
yeah,
production,
that's true.
Final approval on,
location.
pending final approval on wording, something like that?
Yeah, you could do that. And then how do we?
Is that gonna work for you?
That would work, yeah, that would
Production,
work for me.
Location,
Yeah.
pending final approval on,
Well, yeah, I mean,
On
that,
wording.
that would work for me, to kind of get things in motion and have the installers be comfortable, like, so, the person, oh, and Rusty, you mentioned the stop signs at Main
yeah,
and
blocking the
Church.
stop signs.
So Ben who was here before, he's gonna be doing the staking, so he is going to like double check all that stuff, but he personally is gonna do that. And
Remember, I was worried about, the problem is that the 7'3" size of the big sign, you might be able to see the stop sign, but if we put little signs down on the side of it, you may not be able to see stop signs, so we just gotta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we had that whole discussion, but he is going to be doing it himself, and so, and that's the other thing too, with all of this stuff, like Ben is going to be the person who is helping like with all the locations and things like that, and he's been here a couple times, and he has heard about all of these discussions, and, you know, so if he sees any issues, I'm sure he will bring it up.
It wouldn't hurt for us to have a clerk of the works with him when he's doing this stuff.
Right.
That's a clear.
I don't-
One of our representatives.
Our
Oh,
representative
yeah,
overseer.
Smoother.
yeah. I mean, I would, like, I don't know how like dig safe and all of that works, but I would assume there's gotta be some coordination with installation. That's why I told Fred I was gonna bug him.
They just come paint with them. Sewer line is and
Really?
the gas line.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure whatever coordination is appropriate or requested, there's no problem with that, I'm sure. So,
Less than 2 days, but no more than 10 days. You heard
That's
that
what
the
I was
other
gonna
day.
say, and not more than 10 days.
wait,
Because what they put in the stakes and the indication, you only have 10 days after that it's
Oh.
safe in case it gets moved or whatever.
okay.
So do we basically want to approve production in relation to the location and the size of the sign with probable changes to the words and the arrows on the signs? Is that kind of what we want to do motion on?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Exactly what we were saying. Rick.
Yeah, but you have to say the whole thing in one sentence.
We're not that good.
You had to get it down.
All
Are
right.
you making that because Rob was not writing down?
I am.
Here's what Rusty said. Approve the size and general location of the signs pending final approval on board.
With probable changes to wording. and
I don't think you need to say, pending changes, pending.
Pending.
Final word.
Yeah.
Approval, all right.
So Rusty made that motion. Who seconded that?
I second.
All right, here we go. Okay. Gotta get some credit there.
We'll vote on that motion. What all that talking about? Rusty.
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Kathy.
Right, Steve?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Very
can-
much.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta say
that's
that.
absolutely
No, no, no,
appropriate.
yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. So as things come, I will get them out to you. Rusty, I will go ahead and email probably Nikki or Kim so they can print things out for you. It's completely up to you. I'm happy to do things via email. If you amongst yourselves want to have like a point person on this, it's going to be a lot of details and, I will probably, just for my own brain, I will not necessarily need a board approval, but I will want to know that the board is okay with any changes, like the icons and things like that. So up to you guys how you want to handle that. But I just would like to have some kind of process. So when we make a change, I know that it's okay with everybody. And if there's a big thing that needs to be addressed, then, if there's a full board meeting that's needed, then that is fine too. But a lot of this is going to be like, does this spacing look better? That kind of thing. So however you want to handle it, but at this point, Mike, I think I'm going to bug you for now. And if that changes, you can let me know. Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for everyone that was able to meet with me. Feel free to get in touch anytime. I'm sure I will be back again, but we'll go ahead and get things rolling and I'll keep everybody updated. Thank you.
So, go to election results now.
They were in the package you already approved.
That's true.
The, as you can see, we have, two elected, right? Yeah. Jerry, myself, mayor, the judge. That's it. And everybody's been, sworn in, to, put all the people in, everybody in the office, and you're good to go.
Let's go EMS.
Everybody got a copy of the breakdowns? Just a couple of keynotes I'm gonna go through here. But, we're covering more calls than we have been over the last several months, so we, only had 4 drop calls, which means that we didn't have a crew, which is far, far down from where we were a few months back. And I started to break out the calls on there so you know exactly what we're looking at. If you have any questions, code 2 and code 3 is just, that's a second call when our duty rig is out. And then a code 3 call is a third call while our duty rig is out. We have been having some issues with dispatch sending us the fire calls, but they still associate a number to us. So we have 4 fire calls on there that we don't respond to, but we still have a number. So we're working with the county to get that off because that skews our numbers a little bit. Schedule's been pretty good. We had some new volunteers come along. 2 in particular, well, 3 in particular, really. John Forensic, RJ Pasto, and Tyler Waddell is a new one. Who's not getting on here with Adam, but they've been taking a lot of volunteer hours the last month. But there's a list there of volunteers that are currently riding, the compensated staff. Vehicles is on there. We have 2 2033s down at PCI, and most remember, the work has started. The chassis is off, the box is off the chassis, and they're starting to tear it all apart. I still don't believe it. What's that? Yeah, no kidding. I still don't think we'll see it before July or August. They're saying June, but we'll see. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. 2034, which is our oldest truck right now, which is the last diesel in the fleet. We did have VCI come out this week. That's our vendor that's doing the upfitting, to give us a cost on what it would look like to also remount and do that one down the road. So just so we have an idea where we're at for cost wise, because that's going to be strategically a lot different than the first 3. So the first 3 came off of an HSA something with the government. So they were all set at 188,000. This next one is not gonna be 188,000. My guess is probably gonna be closer to 300,000, where a new truck is gonna be closer to 400,000. So those are all things that we'll have to discuss in the coming times, but I'm just putting it out there. Other than that, I don't really have much. Had a couple of questions with billing. I know that's always an issue. If you look on page, I guess I should know these things. But MedX is our current supplier for that. So I've been doing some research to why we're struggling with billing coming in. So there's two key things that we have to look at here in the village. One is that most of the people that call for us, as a matter of fact, actually, if you look on the page where it says a couple of keynotes, 78% of our patients are Medicare or Medicaid. Many of them are QMB. QMB is a qualified Medicare beneficiary. If they're a QMB and we go out and we don't transport, we don't get paid at all. It doesn't matter what we do. We only get paid if we transport. The follow-up to all that is right now, there should be something coming down from the state. I haven't seen it. I don't know who's going to get it. Somebody's going to get something from the state where we have to basically send our disagreements back with how they're changing all the Medicare and Medicaid payouts. Basically, they're going to say that if we don't transport and we don't do anything, we're not getting paid on any of them, which would obviously crush us. I mean, that would literally crush us because we would lose out on about 75% of our funding. I don't know how they're going to get around that. That's what the government's trying to do now. And they also, if they don't get their way of just completely doing away with it, it will literally go down to half of what their payout is now, which is not great. So there's supposed to be something coming out to all the state agencies. From my understanding, it's supposed to go to the state, and the state's supposed to divvy it down to the villages, the towns, all this, and there's a whole big thing we have to fill out. But for us, especially here in the village, I mean, it would crush us if we didn't get paid just even the small amount we do for all those calls. Other than that, I really don't have much. Things have been going pretty good in my first 22 days as the chief. We're still doing some outreach stuff for hiring another medic. We did a couple more interviews. I don't know if I can really touch upon interviews here. No? Okay. So we did a couple interviews. I've been talking with Terry. I do have an open line of communication with her, so anything that I'm doing, I'm just filling her in. I did make an officer list, which I totally forgot to give to you. So all of our positions, I know there was some concerns with Mike leaving and having our ALS supervisors and all that stuff. All the current positions that we had that we need to have at a federal level are all being covered by our current staff and volunteers. All of our ALS providers, all of our ALS stuff, all of our state mandates are all being covered completely right now. So we're 100% in the, I guess, whatever you call it, I don't even know, but everything is covered. And all of our certifications have been filled out for this year. Scott Gurney has offered to stay on as our ALS supervisor and our CME guy. So he's signing off on all of our narcotics, anything to do with the paramedic systems, and he's doing that as a volunteer. So that's like his big volunteer gift to us. A little less writing, but a lot more paperwork, which is huge because that's what we need. So I'm very thankful he was able to stay on, or he was willing to stay on and take care of a lot of that stuff. So other than that, we're assigning positions to all our current staff, some things to do, more stuff of just not sitting around taking calls, which is their primary job, but just stuff to help around the squad building and around the firehouse and just helping out with paperwork and stuff. So, like I said, everything is covered. Everything's working so far. Really don't have any complaints. So yeah, you guys have any questions? I know Terry wanted to bring some stuff up maybe. But anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
I don't know, I can do it.
You can do it now.
I can do it now? Okay, well, one of the things we've been talking about is just that our paramedics are way underpaid compared to paramedics in the rest of the county, in the area. And, you know, anywhere else you go, it's between $34 and $37 an hour. We're paying 27. So in an area that's already tight, I mean, I think we're going to need to seriously think this month, we are going to need to increase their pay. Because we are not going to be able to maintain and keep people, and we don't have that many paramedics as it is, and we do need them. And some of our paramedics at this point manage things like the CME coordinator, medicinal outdates, ordering coordinator, things like that, which, I mean, we can't afford to lose because we just don't have the volunteers who are able to do that. You really have to be a paramedic for some of that. So, that is a huge part of what's going on. I mean, there's other things here, but that I think is like something we need to address this month.
Are you talking about giving everybody a $10 an hour raise?
No, but I think at this point we could go at least $3, so they're at $30.
Because he just told us we're gonna lose money most likely, so I don't know where this is gonna come from.
You know, but we still by law have to have a running EMS. So I mean, yeah,
And there's no easy answer. I mean,
there is no easy answer.
because Medicaid and Medicare are always outliers. We have no idea what the state thinks when they do things.
How many
They think
EMS are there?
what they're-
How many paramedics do we have?
Yeah,
Altogether?
paramedic.
Four that ride.
Okay, so you're.
I mean, yeah, the Medicare, Medicaid thing's not gonna happen overnight, but, I mean, within probably in the next 5 to 10 years, you're gonna see a change. Hopefully not, but, the bottom line is, without our ALS providers, we're dead in the water. We need them. So everybody, no. 4 people, yes. Because we're gonna lose them. And if we lose them, that'll be a bigger problem. And I have literally had numerous, countless conversations with medics. And it's hard. It's hard because, I mean, Cortland now, their entire EMS system, they just went to $37 an hour because they're having the same problem. The biggest ambulance district in this area, Union Ambulance, they have a problem. They're down, they usually have 5 medics on, they're down to 2 because everybody's leaving to go other places. So I don't know what Shenango County is doing up there, but they're hiring like mad and they're paying these guys $100,000 a year to run ALS because there are no medics.
My fear is that's what's gonna happen, is the market will drive up.
Oh,
It
sure.
will bounce back, well, now I can get 50 over here.
Oh,
Where do we
100%.
stop this?
We have these conversations constantly.
The reality is, most people in the village are underpaid.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Which is way, yeah, 100%. But the things that we're working on, so other ideas that will float out there is, so I talked to Brim County, or Brim Community College. So a lady that runs the program over there. I talked to her. I said, okay, we're all running a medic problem. Nobody has medics, right? Why does nobody have medics? Well, it takes 2 years and tens of thousands of dollars to run through the program. We have 2 medics that are halfway done with their class, sitting in our ambulance building that literally cannot afford to go. They had to drop out because it's so expensive. So what do, right? The state now has a program that if you're between 25 and 55 and you don't have a degree, they will pay for you to go back. Of course, most of our guys are not 25 yet. But we're looking at different ways to do it. Can we financially support them? No, we're not in a position right now. But there are other ambulance corps that are in a position that they're willing to pay for them to go to school while they're riding and vice versa. So we're having those conversations, or at least I'm having those conversations on what to do. But the bottom line is, right, I don't want this to turn into like a baseball player thing where they're just going over there for another dollar and they're coming here for another dollar. But the disparity right now is the average in this area within all the counties that touch Tioga, we're about $8 shorter than everybody else. So to go up to 30 might help. Somebody like our main paramedic would be, 32 would even be low. She'd still be $10 lower than what somebody in another corps is getting paid for what she has to do here, which they understand. We don't have as many calls. It's not like Vestal or Union or Cortland where they're doing 10 times the calls we are, which they understand. But however, we just have to look at the reality. We don't offer them anything else. It's not like they're getting, you know, they get the state retirement and FICA. You know, it's not like we're paying insurance and we're giving them any other benefits. It is literally just an hourly pay. So, but with our ALS providers on, they also make their money back. So when we have to transport ALS, I mean, just last week we had to call ALS like 8 times, or ALS assist. So that's just money we're just losing out on anyways. When you look at it for money, we have to answer the call. We have to take care of the patients. But when we need ALS, we got to call somebody else in. And you know, now we have 2 rigs and 4 people out of service instead of just being able to handle it ourselves.
We're talking 4 people at this point. That would be
Yeah, you're talking roughly.
So we're wondering how many hours a week?
Right, are they?
Right now?
15 hours a week?
88 and 24. 112? 112. So we're roughly talking about
$336.
$400 a week. Which, if they go on one call, it could be over $2,000 if they make that. So, but the bottom line is we need to have it. So, you know,
I get it. I'm
yeah.
just.
Yeah, trust me, I look at these numbers all the time.
I feel like we're beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah. So, and some of the other things I'm looking at, there's grants out there for people that do a lot of Medicare, Medicaid. If you handle them more than 50%, which we're at 78, there's a grant that I'm working with the county right now, and I can't remember who it's through, but it's up to $75,000 a year for payroll.
Like subsidizing.
Yeah, it's like a subsidizing thing. I don't know what it's called, but I'm working with Sarah over at the county about it. You know, these are things that are available out there. I mean, who knows if we'll get them, but we're trying to find every avenue to offset it.
Money deficient.
Sure. And that's just it too. You know, we have an aging community with a lot of special needs. So, but we're doing the best we can. You know, it's not like, you know, we're keeping the rigs running, everything's moving. We're trying we're trying to use every ounce of resources we have. But personnel's it. I mean, that's going to be our biggest expense, always.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lengthy talk about this in the budget that we've got coming right up. So we'll do a whole bunch of this.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Anything else? You got anything else, Terry, or just that?
No, that was that.
Anybody have anything else for you?
Actually, more for us. How do we address this sewer drainage issue? I mean, we've talked to sewer, I mean, something's got to be rectified, but I don't know.
Well, today's issue was kind of a one-off because it was a water bottle stuck in the line.
Give them your
But
theory.
that was,
Give them your theory where we think it came from.
oh, 100% came off the roof.
The roofers.
The roofers had it. It came straight down and it was stuck right at the bend.
Yeah.
So they were ripping it off. It must have blown and fallen in, and it just finally wiggled its way down to where nothing was working. Because about a week ago, things got caught up. It smelled really bad. Then it got cleared, and it made it all the way down into the floor and the thing. And now they took it out.
Still a repetitive issue that we need to address.
Oh, sure. You need to do. Fred was talking. We need to put another bigger peat trap in there. What? Yeah.
Is there like
I'm working on quotes.
is there a mesh or like a screen over the top of that so that,
There is now.
okay.
Oh, yeah. There is now. It was just. It had to happen when it was during construction.
Yeah, when they ripped off the stuff, there wasn't anything there. It was already.
But it was a full bottle. I mean, it's in the garbage. I gotta take it. I mean, it was a whole. It was a full Poland spring bottle.
Yeah.
No, it was empty. That's why I said it probably just blew into the drain and made it all the way to the floor. It was right before the trap. They literally got into the basement, opened it up, pulled it out. It's like, yep, there's your problem. So every time we flushed, the water would go down and just push it back up and clog it. So every time we flushed, it would just go back and clog. We're all sitting there like, why is this not working?
The building doesn't have a backflow preventer yet, right?
What's that?
Well, all the
flooding.
rest of the buildings in the village have been required to put in backflow preventers.
This is before the backflow preventer.
Well, backflow preventers.
Backflow preventers are usually up by the wall going out. This is before that, so it wouldn't solve that.
Yeah, it was before that.
This is an S-trap up and things way in the back. We're working on it. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but just,
Yeah, this was just.
there's thoughts and stuff. It's hard. Chief knows.
No, I can't. When you sent me the picture of the video, I'm like, no,
And it's a fortune to separate the water from the sewer. I mean, you couldn't really do that now, it's legal.
yeah.
It's all going in the sewer right now. All right. As long as.
At least
we
it's
don't mess with
getting there now.
it. If we mess with it, then we have to separate it. Yeah.
We're working on the options. It's just hard.
All the separating and fix the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? We'll leave you alone now. That
All
goes
right,
in the fire.
thanks.
Go to fire.
Talk later.
Okay.
So the roof project is 100% done. Final sign off was completed on Wednesday. They said we can walk through if we want with them, if we need to. Our engineering did all their stuff. So that is now finally complete. The cage is back over the drain, so nothing will go down there. It just, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to us. Last month, we ran 28 calls. 9 of those were mutual aid to other departments. We participated in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Binghamton, and we escorted the OFA soccer team winning the New York State Championship through town. And then I have 4 new members to present tonight, which brings us to 10 on the year.
They're not on the agenda, but let's do them.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, I move that we accept Seth, S-E-T-H, Brink, B-R-I-N-K, into membership of company number 5s. All right.
Second. Okay, any discussion about Seth? Fran?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Rob? Yes.
Move we accept Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, Kormos, K-O-R-M-O-S, into Owego Fire Department membership company number 4s.
Second. Discussion about Aaron? Fran?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Move we approve Whitney Sotis, Whitney, W-H-I-T-N-E-Y, Sotis, S-O-T-I-S, into membership of the fire department of company 4s.
Second. Discussion about that. Fran?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
And I move we accept Abigail Hopkins as a junior firefighter into company number 2s.
Second. Landy?
Abigail, A-B-I-G-A-L-L, G-A-I-L, Hopkins, H-O-P-K-I-N-S.
My granddaughter.
Yes, indeed.
Fran?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Wow.
Bruce, would you send that down?
Yep.
Thank
And we don't have those, Rodney, we don't have the little official forms yet, but I will.
Yeah, they're not.
you.
That's it.
Okay. Why couldn't you be that quick?
He didn't ask for any money.
Usually.
Sorry, real quick. Does anybody know Andrea Gregory?
Yes, it's my sister.
Can you ever call me?
Yeah.
Please, about Little League stuff. I've been trying to email this place and I haven't gotten any response.
Hey,
His sister. Well, there you go.
I mean, we go.
Of course, if he doesn't.
yeah.
It could be wrong, but.
No, it's right.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it.
Mike, one more.
All right, thanks.
Are we, you
Oh.
and Fred and everything are good on the cleanup of the rooms? You know where we are kind of at on that?
Yes, and we're still good for the 25th, Saturday.
Oh,
Is it
so
first?
that's, yeah, I think it's on my calendar, open to it.
Okay, it's Little League Parade Day.
It is.
You guys had chicken barbecue next weekend, right?
No, hosting does. We
Hosting
have
Breakfast.
a pancake breakfast on Sunday to benefit Jim.
Oh, right.
He's in hospice care, not doing well, and we're just trying to raise some funds to offset his medical expenses and help pay bills. Jimmy Wagner was instrumental when the whole PESH violations came through. He was the only one that was allowed to be the command until our other guys could go through, so. If anybody's available, 8 to 11, stop by, free little donation. I'll be flipping pancakes all morning.
I'll be in Baltimore. I'll be there.
I'll fly.
But you and Fred are in touch about
Yes.
cleaning of the rooms
Yep.
and disinfecting.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, cool.
Thank you for
We
this.
got our report from code.
Something else we can tell.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of stuff, as usual. Mark?
Find it.
Anything else? Yeah. All right. So communications, the generator grant. So we got approved for an extension and the pads have been poured for the generators. Just waiting on the electric. That's moving. Under old business, we have Buffalo Solar update. I'm not sure what we're updating here, other than we're working with them on the new contract. Is there any other update?
March 31st was our extension deadline, and so we're still looking to see if we can get a further extension. So we don't know.
Did we sign the contract?
Yeah.
You did sign it today, or?
Oh, no, not. Well, I signed one at one time.
So there's like a contract update to be signed that I think they sent over today or yesterday.
Didn't get anything today.
Okay,
One I got today was partner electric business.
I think it was yesterday then. So Buffalo Solar said they need like 4 weeks to do their part with the system design, the nice egg interconnect, and the solar sun, or the New York Sun application. And so once they have those deliverables, we can file our phase 1, and that would get us our money. But we need to hear back from NYSERDA and make sure that they will give us that extension.
So we're asking for 4 weeks extension. Let's see, we have on here the rezoning. Just because we don't want it to die, it'd be nice if we could like decide to do something one way or the other. We have any discussion about that?
Here for the last meeting, but the one prior to that, I thought we were looking into the agricultural zone. Did we kind of poop out on that, or?
No, probably it's gonna take a while.
Is that something we can have Nate look at?
Overlay, or, I mean, the
Yeah.
overlay might be an easier
I think
option.
doing an agricultural some sort of an overlay district would be an option to lay it on this property or any other properties if you wanted to allow, agricultural related businesses to operate there. It would take 2 to 3 months to accomplish that. I haven't been directed to put anything together, so I haven't done that yet. And I do think the business district, as Mr. Johnson has mentioned, allows them to do the things that they want to do. So, it's up to you folks if you want to narrowly tailor an overlay district to this, we can. If you want to zone it to business and allow it to be business, you can. This is legislative discretion that you have.
If we decide to ask you to undertake this task, is that something that you can get on?
Yep.
and research and,
Yeah, I don't have any.
You probably already
research
know
to
most
do. I mean,
of it,
I just have to think about how to draft the definition of the use that would be allowings to ensure that it accomplishes the goal, which I think is allowing ag uses. But, you know, I've heard farmers markets, a barn, you know, or stable, not stable.
agricultural type thing.
Pole barn.
I think sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. We can figure it out. It'll have to see if there's any place that's done something like this, 'cause I'll just copy it.
There you go.
And tweak it. Otherwise, if no one's really done something like this, I'll have to put a little more thought to it.
Nate, could you coordinate with, I don't know, whoever's in charge of the fair board? As far as, the wording,
Exactly.
is what,
That's
as
me.
far as what's important to them?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that would be, you know, part of the process, because you're kind of telling me to put something together to let them do what they want to do, while very clearly not allowing other stuff to happen there that he said they're not going to do, but it completely forecloses that.
I guess my concern is this is the third meeting I've sat here and you've said the same thing. Article 78 is coming right down the road, whatever the hell you want to call it. Because this is wrong to hold us out like this. This is the 7th meeting I've been at overall for one simple request. Make it business. Nobody's gonna build down there. Somebody wants to build in that area. They're gonna buy the school for $800,000 and tear it down and build something. I don't know what the big deal is about making this business. I don't care anymore. Do nothing. I don't care. I've talked to an attorney. I have a direction, and I'm probably gonna go down that direction, because this is wrong. You string us along. I'm sorry. We bring a lot to this village, and this is unacceptable to me. You wanna know how I feel? There you go. This is wrong. It's the third meeting in a row you've said the same thing. The same thing. Well, we'll look at it. We'll think about it. You guys tell me what you wanna do. Nobody wants to do nothing. I don't know what you're scared of. Why are you guys scared to make a decision? We're not selling the property. We've owned it since 1800 and whatever. It's not gonna be for sale. Can't. We're 501c3. Can't be sold to a business. Gotta go to another non-for-profit. I don't know what the holdup is. But I'm going to start taking a different path after tonight, if something doesn't happen tonight. And it's not going to be nice.
So what we might need to do is to look at the agriculture.
What do you look at it?
Right, right, you want to
Draft.
draft it.
Agriculture, so.
It would be a majority of you guys, because I'm fine going in business.
Is there any way we could, set a time limit on when it has to be, voted on?
It's a local law. so-
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, if we decide a month later that something has to be changed, we could always change it.
The local law, yeah.
So I mean,
But I have to
there's-
actually draft it, Brad.
right, I understand, but I'm just saying, things have dragged on. I mean, can we propose that, you draft a law for the agricultural, zoning and have it available by 2 months from now?
Oh, God, it's not gonna take 2 months. I mean.
Or 1 month?
You can draw
I mean,
it
I
quickly.
hope I get something for you to consider as a draft by the next meeting, but certainly it shouldn't take more than a month to put something together.
All right, so a maximum, we'll have it voted on a month from now?
Would be voted on, it would be presented, then we have to schedule a public
We
hearing.
have to do a public hearing.
And then we gotta send it off for 239 review and ask the planning board for an advisory opinion.
Okay, so do we have the proposed, zoning ruling, by our next meeting?
And no, it's not gonna, we won't be in a position to
Well,
adopt
what
the
is,
law
what is reasonable?
Probably sometime in June. Probably the first or second meeting in June, and that's even maybe slightly aggressive. Right, July is more reasonable to expect final action on local law.
And then we have to apply it to the property.
Yeah, and we noticed two local laws, one to rezone the property, one to overlay, and then adopt the overlay, followed immediately by placing the overlay.
So you're saying we're going back to square one. I gotta go back to the county who's already approved this, go back to the village zoning board that's already approved this, and start all over again.
They would be looking at the overall zoning, like law, not that particular property.
Well, they look at two things. One is the rezoning of the property, which they've already said they're fine with it. So, but they have comments potentially on the overlay.
Is it not possible to rezone it as business and then do the overlay following? So that progress could be made?
It can't be in an R3.
Yeah, so the village could adopt, place the business district on this parcel and then create an ag overlay and then rezone this parcel back to R3 and then put the ag overlay. Because that puts you in a position where you want to be, it sounds like, with the remaining R3 with an ag overlay. Right?
Can you have business with an ag overlay, Nate?
Yeah, you could, but that'd be redundant.
Hmm.
There'd be no point in doing an ag overlay on business.
Because you can already do all that stuff in business.
But does it restrict anything?
No.
Okay.
Like the overlay districts allow additional rights. They don't restrict them.
Gotcha.
So you have to take it back to the restricted one and then overlay it.
You do understand
Mayor?
this is very frustrating. We were here a month ago
I'm
and nothing has
sorry.
happened. Zero.
Mr. Mayor?
We're just gonna go.
Hang on. What was?
I move that we deny the change of rezoning of that property to business.
My second.
Any discussion about that? So this is, a yes vote to this denies the rezoning.
If we do this, I believe that we should immediately follow that up with positive action for agricultural district, not just, oh, maybe we'll think about it. Motion, positive action to move that.
So this is to deny it, Rusty?
Yes?
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
No.
Fran?
No.
Jerry?
Yes.
Kathy?
I abstain.
I vote no.
So the vote fails. So
We're not gonna deny it, but
We didn't.
there's no action.
Okay.
You could make a motion to draft the overlay.
just still direct me to put an overlay together if you want.
I would like to make that motion. Please direct the attorney to research and draft a potential overlay, agricultural overlay district.
My second.
Any discussion on that? Rusty?
Yes.
I think, excuse me, I think we still need to put some time limits, to assure the fair board that they're not having to wait another 6 months to get this done.
We could say as soon as possible.
Because the time would be on us. I mean, we're assuming that we do our business and we do it, we would be limiting ourselves.
Well. Well, I think the draft needs to be available by the 1st of May.
It's a fine goal, Fran.
Pardon me?
I think that's a fine goal.
I think that should be part of the proposal.
Modify the resolution.
That would be fine with me. Nate already thinks Nate's gonna try to have it here in 2 weeks, but that'd be fine if you wanna. You're gonna be Tell him he's gotta have that ready in a month. That's fine.
At the latest.
That's fine with me.
Could be 2 weeks from now, could be.
Open to.
That's fine.
Okay, well, if it's available in 2 weeks, we can address it then.
Those are the votes to typically tell Nate to do that. Rusty?
Yes.
Warren?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kip?
Should I abstain from this as well, since I don't know what? So, yes.
You may.
It's up to you.
Okay, so yes.
And I vote yes. Somebody could go that idea of rezoning it and then rezoning it, doing the overlay.
Yeah.
Can we go business and backwards once we give them permission to do business?
You
zone?
can rezone anything. I mean, whatever you guys wanna do.
We just did.
Just so those who have been here the last couple of meetings, we're trying to do this to be right with the rules. Because the county says I can't have a farmer's market, which we're bringing back to the village in residential, in R2. That's why we're trying to make this change. It's not all about the new building. It's about trying to have a farmer's market. And you two weren't here last time I spoke, $2.4 million in 2024, we brought as an economic impact into this community, just the week of the fair. Not to mention all the other things, the good things that we do down there. And $1 million we spent in the last 10 years on upgrades to that whole facility, including the village park.
I believe when Anita and I was here, we
I-
discussed that we can have a farmer's market.
I could be wrong, but she wasn't there. I'm sorry. I
No,
apologize.
but I mean, I believe we discussed the fact the county cannot tell us what we can and can't do in our own zones. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
I mean, so as far as I know, you can do a farmer's market tomorrow with.
May
But I
1st.
don't know why the county has input into our dealings if
Yeah.
it doesn't affect them.
Why they put their nose in what I'm doing, I'm not sure.
I just don't see why that's the hangup. I mean, it seems like it's kind of stupid in my opinion, that this is.
Me too. 100%. I mean, it's ridiculous to jump through hoops, and we're still jumping.
Can we have a farmer's market in R3? Like, is there any units as we can?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, can we tell them, go ahead, schedule the farmer's market, that they don't have to have it before the.
We've already got our feelers out there. It's going.
Yeah.
It's
For our
going.
discussion. For our
But I'm
discussion.
just saying, you know, that we should ignore, you know, and go, tell them they can go ahead and get the farmer's market going, whether we have the rezoning or not.
That would not be appropriate.
Farmers market are effectively retail. And R3
Retail.
does not allow retail, and it Russian nests into R2 and R1, which yeah, business and professional offices, which are home occupations, and
What's the difference if
Customary
somebody's
home
selling eggs from their house?
they live there. It's a customary home occupation.
For our discussion.
We're not.
Mr. Johnson doesn't gonna set an RV up right over there.
Maybe.
To Ron's point for our discussion. We would like to see a farmer's market. We have recommended, although there seems to be a couple of glitches, but we think that they might be able to try a season of this with those glitches, that they put the farmer's market on the business property, on the great gravel road going all the way down to the bathroom, open the gate and their fence to the bathroom, have the farmer's market there, try it for a week, a month, a year, put it there. If you're worried about somebody getting their wheelchair over to the bathroom, put in a porta potty bathroom. We're encouraging a farmer's market there. Try it there. I know it's not the very best and most desirable thing, but give it a shot. That's some opinion.
But
We
that
did
would,
talk about that. That's our discussion. Just something that could be.
Variance? They need to use variance.
What?
would be a planning or zoning board thing.
Yeah.
Might be a variance possible.
So when they get a use variance in R3 to do?
They wouldn't be entitled to one because, well, I don't know, you guys own the property for a long time, so maybe.
Before zoning.
I don't know, but it's not gonna happen by May. Nothing's gonna happen by May first.
We've
And
been
maybe the-
non-code compliant since day one.
Yeah, and some things are okay because you're
Right.
grandfather non-conforming, and that's okay. This is just a new activity.
And maybe the zoning board gives a variance and unless there's somebody that wants to take them to court,
You need
then they
Mick and
get
Terry
their,
to-
what?
You need Mick and Terry to enforce the code.
Yeah.
Well, it's report. That's true.
It's up to them whether there's any enforcement, so. The board-
Terry don't take everybody to court.
Mick and- The village board can't dictate to Mick and Terry
Nope.
what to enforce.
That's very true. It's the law. They are able to do the law or able to not do the law.
So anyway, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
on the produce, is there sales tax on produce?
I will find out.
There's
not.
not.
No.
Well, I'm just food.
There is not.
There's
It's
not.
like, I mean,
It's
you know,
food.
Candy, there's sales tax on candy.
Yep.
So if you're selling maple syrup, you're probably okay. If you're selling maple
Maple
syrup
candy.
candy, you gotta pay tax. There's plenty of rules.
well, I'm just thinking in terms of a retail business, there's no tax on these products, so you don't have to deal with the state or the county either.
It would be a Mick and Terry thing to determine if it's a retail business or.
Well, if somebody's selling down there, let's say we had a craft fair, craft vendors have to charge sales tax, they have to have a sales tax number, ID number, and all that stuff to collect sales tax anyhow.
But they have that on their own.
They have to have that on their own, yes. Now, anybody bringing in agricultural product, selling an ag product in there, be it maple syrup, whatever, there's no tax on it.
All right, so do we have any more discussion or action on this topic?
Well, I'll try again. I propose that we change zoning to commercial and with the possibility of change within a few months. Business.
So before, if there's enough votes to do that, we have to do the environmental.
So this would be, I'll be over to see if there's enough votes.
Do you do a straw vote? You do it.
There's two people against it. There's one who's likely to abstain. There might be a third who may or may not be against it. I don't know what you're thinking necessarily. He said he's in favor of it. Sounds like Frank's in favor of it. I'm not sure there's the vote.
You guys have four.
Yeah, you just have four.
You need four.
Let's move along.
Sure.
And you can make the motion
Yeah.
to conduct the
make a
environment,
motion that
to
we-
conduct the environmental review of the rezoning to business. Because that's the signal that people want to engage.
We're gonna do that if we don't have the will to do that.
You will not do the environmental review if you're not gonna rezone it. Because you don't need to do the environmental review if you're not gonna rezone it.
Right. We do a motion to move forward with the rezoning? That would be.
That's fine.
Which one half dozen the other?
Just, I want some kind of motion to vote.
Yeah, I mean, motion to continue with the environmental review and rezoning process.
Okay.
Right, Brad?
I make
Do
that
we have the
motion.
4 votes to do this?
You're about to find
We'll
out.
figure it out. Do we have a second to that? I'll second it, so we can vote on it. Okay, we'll vote on that. That's to continue the process.
This is to continue the business and to do the seeker, to move, and then we would have a vote to do the business,
Right.
which we just voted not to do.
Well, we
No,
tried
we
to vote
didn't
not to
do-
do and it failed. We didn't say we're not doing it.
Yeah, I didn't say not to, I mean, we didn't have the votes to do it.
Current process of switching it to business.
Kathy, you don't have to abstain, by the way. You can vote on this stuff.
I
If
just
you
don't
feel
know.
unprepared,
Yeah,
then
I do
that's,
not
you
know
know,
enough
but I just
about
want to be
what
clear, you don't have to.
Do whatever you want. Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
No.
Rusty,
No.
Laura,
No.
Ron.
No.
I'm a yes.
Okay.
What does it pass?
Okay.
So we want.
Give it a try.
through the variance process and eliminate all this unnecessary,
Up to the applicant.
I mean, it just seems so redundant. This should have been squared away.
Ron is recommending
I
it
know.
going to
I agree.
the zoning board with the variance.
I mean, I don't know why we.
I'm just saying.
I don't care.
Variance
Just to
opportunity.
go.
No, and I don't like the county telling you that they can tell us what to do. But maybe I'm overstepping my boundaries, and when they tell me to get rid of me, I don't know.
No.
I'll go back to my day job.
I don't need the county's intervention either. But we got hooked into a corner and everyone go, hold on, MR3, you can't do this. And this is where this all came from.
Right.
You know, and like I
Trying to
said,
do it right.
trying to do it right, that's all. Or we'll just stay non-code compliant for the next 20 years and let the next board worry about it.
Most of the village?
Hmm?
Like half the other village?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's move on. Next thing I have is OHPC new member. Terry, do you have?
Thank you for trying.
Thank you. Yes, Cookie Schaefer has resigned and, the board voted,
Was she voting? Because the list that we had said she was an ex-official.
no, she was a voting member. I'm sorry.
The list we had to go in,
I guess you do.
which we tried to get that info Friday, but then one of
Okay.
the office people were here today.
When did she become appointed as a not ex officio? Because it's up to the village board to make those appointments.
That must
probably
be
did try to
incorrect
schedule.
because she's been a voting member since I've been there and she probably was when Laura was there.
You remember, Laura?
Served several years, 2 to 3 years.
She wasn't when I was on there, she came on after, but she's not an ex officio, she's new.
Yeah.
Okay.
She chose to step down. She had some other, things she needed to attend to. So they had another person. I actually just texted Phoebe a little bit ago because she hasn't come and she has all the paperwork. I didn't have the paperwork.
Okay.
So, that'll have to be the next meeting, but it'll still be before.
They don't have a meeting until. the
Yeah,
first- they
May
just have
4th, I
Thursday.
believe. Yeah, they just had one last week. That's correct.
Okay, so that's all I. like,
Yes, I'm
We
sorry.
had emails with Phoebe and then I didn't hear the end of it.
Yeah, something must have happened because she's generally on that,
Right.
so.
Can you just double check the terms that everyone is serving right now?
Right.
To make sure everything's working like it's supposed to.
Yes,
Regardless
because we
of-
did talk about that at the last meeting, who was and who wasn't gonna be up.
Because our list that Kim has her ex-officio.
Oh, dear. All right, I will check into that.
And to have whoever they were going to replace her as a voting member. I don't remember the name of the person, but.
Okay.
Website needs to be updated.
Melissa
Right.
Tortolo, yeah, Tortola. I was saying
Well,
it
it's
so
funny
many ways
Kim's
wrong.
list like had it how they wanted.
Ah,
So, like,
okay, I will check with her and see what, if she's gonna come. I'm sure she'll come to the next one.
let's see, next thing we have is a motion to apply for a grant for the Mildred Truman, Faulkner Truman Foundation in the amount of $15,000 to help with the match for the swims grant where we're fixing the pool. So Glenda wants a motion that we support that.
I move to make that motion, too late.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on that? Hopefully it comes through. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
And yes. Okay. Next one is repeated across that.
The Hooker Foundation.
Oh, okay, there we go. So we're, same thing with the Hooker Foundation.
Going for different grants to cover our share.
Well, I would move that we do all that information. You want me to read the whole thing?
No, it's the same thing, just apply the Hooker Foundation.
I second.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
And yes.
I move that we would accept the next motion as well, regarding the same.
Same thing.
I second.
What's this one?
Fanny
Go a little
High.
slower.
Fanny
Okay.
High Charitable Trust.
Oh, okay, got you, number 16. Okay, thank you.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
And yes, okay. Oh, the next one, we need Nate back. Because that was about the CESA contract, which I don't know if we have an executive session about that or not. So let's move on to the payment of bills. In the bathroom.
Unfortunately, I moved that we pay the bills.
Okay.
I have, I'd like us to pull out the Barton and the Judas and the J Nucci Consulting so that we can see the invoices before we vote.
See what?
See and discuss them before we vote on them. And that we approve all the rest.
Okay. Did you get a hold of the office to ask them that? Eric?
Who seconds this one? Well, I make a motion. The second
Do I
one.
need to amend the motion to?
No, that's, Lord, I put that in. This point, we're gonna put up, come on, we're gonna hold up. Partner with Judas and the Judas. I need a second, right.
Laura seconded with those.
You second it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, perfect.
all right.
All right, we'll vote on that. Rusty,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
And yes. Almost gone before.
You don't even look the same, Mike.
I know.
You saw me.
He's on TV.
I have way more hair than that.
That is true, yeah.
Wow.
Nate. The CSA contract.
CSEA.
Yeah.
Do we have to do any special content maybe? Have an executive session?
I think we just have this.
That's,
That's what
that explains kind of everything. So after that's approved, then I'll actually modify the contracts to the CSEA. It's just swap the dates and put in the updated salary increase. Any other changes to the agreement.
Right, so we went from 1 year to try and work out the insurance stuff. So there's a 1 year just salary increase and then another.
Like you folks had questions about the negotiations or anything, do that.
Looks like it made good sense. Thank you. I'm sure it was a lot of work. Yeah.
It was
It was
8 months to get here.
hard to get to
Yes,
that.
that is why.
We're trying to go other places, but we'll get there in the next.
I know.
Somebody make a motion on this, CCA.
So would somebody like to make a motion to pass that, maybe?
I'll make a motion to pass the CSEA contract dated 8/1/2025 through 8/31/2026.
I'll second.
She beat you out that first.
Remember, you're on the negotiations. You can't vote no. Okay. Provide that. Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy, Rusty,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
yes, and yes. Very good. The next thing I have is governance discussion. This was on here because Laura wanted to. So what would you like to talk about?
Before we do that, this is a personnel matter, is it not?
No, this is not a personnel matter.
General
Okay.
trustee, I guess, stuff.
Was that?
Trustee duties, or whatever, however you want, I didn't know what you call it.
Oh, so I've been asking for information and I don't always get it. And so, yeah, I'd like to, have some clarification on the trustees' duties if we're here to provide oversight, look at the budgets and, so, I'm asking to be included in, for this one grant, the high level meetings that we have with, agencies like, FEMA, the NFIP, and DC. And when we're doing our, the scope work, and when we're discussing the grant deliverables. Because it's, our duty to do the oversight. And I've been, like excluded or not provided information. So I'd like going forward to be included. And,
I think most of that issue is with our particular consultant, correct?
well, no, it's actually gone, across like every sort of department, not just like one grant.
So like, I'll say, as a general rule, trustees have no operational authority, no day-to-day ability to tell people what to do or how to do them, or even like participate in day-to-day discussions. To the extent that you folks have a practice of creating, I think you call them commissioners. I'm not aware of there being anything necessarily set out by local law saying the commissioner of DPW shall oversee DPW. So that's like a general principle. Now, this is policy, so you folks can change the policy, but the mayor has executive authority day to day, and the village board can't necessarily take that away. So the mayor, to the extent that he asks trustees to do anything, is delegating whatever authority the mayor chooses to delegate to you at the end of the day. Every trustee has a right to information in order to fulfill their role as a trustee, financial accountability, oversight, to review performance of department heads potentially, but I'll just remind you all, the mayor is the one who has the ability to fire people, right? So you folks don't even really have a say when it comes to who the village ends up terminating from employment relationships, right? So you have to keep that in mind as like, what's the amount of information that you need to do your function? If your function doesn't include termination, you have a right to know what's going on, but not necessarily weigh in. You can give the mayor advice, you think somebody should be fired, but you can't necessarily bugger things up to get that. So, but you do have a right to information. So I think it's important that the clerk's office and department heads, to the reasonable extent that they can incorporate requests for information into their normal activities, provide that information to you and any trustee who asks. Now, lots of places are often, I'm going to say, freewheeling when it comes to trustees requesting information, because that's the practice. I think that's kind of how you folks are a little bit. But lots of places say all requests for information by trustees have to go through the mayor and the clerk. And if you want anything, if you're not happy with the responsiveness from the clerk's office or the mayor, you have to file a FOIL request. I know you submitted one recently, and I know that they need to be responding. I know Kim was out sick, and she's the one who handles those for some period of time. So, but I'm just giving an example of like another extreme, right? You guys are freewheeling. It could go the entire opposite way. And so I think transparency, accountability, information sharing, important. But to the extent that I have not dived into, exactly what things you think that you're being like left out of. But the mayor does have a lot of authority when it comes to what trustees can do in participating in calls, meetings. And I'm not sure the mayor's even necessarily done anything. I don't have enough detail, but that's just kind of like my high level overview of that.
Yeah, I'm not asking to be involved in any day-to-day operations. I'm just asking for the stuff that the trustees are supposed to be involved in, budget information. And I did FOIL for it after not receiving it from the office. And then the office didn't receive my FOIL request. And so it was a constructive denial because it wasn't received.
Yeah, and they should
responding
be
to.
moving forward with getting stuff. You know, I mean, again, I know Kim was out. I don't know how long she was out for or what, but.
So they didn't give me a date of, when I could expect it. It was still a
Yeah, I mean, they should be.
constructive denial that it.
Yeah, you were responded to. I understand that. They don't normally get FOIL requests from trustees, they would just expect you to come in and talk to them and ask for stuff, but it's okay that you've done it.
I did ask.
Well, anything that's in the records here, the trustees can go in themselves and check it, can they not? They don't have to have the office do it.
What do you mean by go in and check them yourselves? I mean, so all the records are the clerk's records, and it's not good to just have anybody going through files without the clerk knowing that somebody's in the file room going through the records.
Well, I had the impression that if I had questions on documents that are in files in there, I could go and check it.
If that's what Rod's policy has been, that's, I guess, okay.
That was,
I've let people do that.
yeah, I mean, that's what the gals in the office said
I
to
can
me.
just tell you from an accountability perspective, I would want to know who's going in, what are they going in, what are you looking for, and are you taking anything with you?
We want to take them, they want to make copies, it's fine.
Yeah, copies are fine, but I mean, you don't typically leave people unsupervised in a room with secure files, like whatever the heck's in there. I have no idea.
I don't think our files are in secure files. There's nothing I have that I wouldn't give anybody that wants.
Yeah, I'm just giving my immediate reaction. I'm like,
I was in the office a couple weeks ago, talking with Rod about financial stuff. And I said to one of the gals about, some records. She said, "Put it right in there. You can go in and check them."
Yeah, and Rod's just.
Yeah, if I might.
He's fine.
If I might, the trustees.
As a trustee,
The trustees
we're
will,
employees.
if I might, the trustees will have access to the information. How it happens has to go through Rodney. How he decides that you will get that access, whether you can just go in and do it, that's all up to him. But you do have, yes, you're entitled to access. It's just the manner.
There's nothing secret, I mean.
I know, I didn't make any secrets. You're entitled to just,
You're talking-
there's always a process and there's a process there.
I think Laura has more records than me. That's all I'm saying. You have more records than me. I should FOIL your records.
This is really.
So I have not received the records that I requested, but they are records that anybody from the public could file for and receive. There's nothing secretive or, confidential in them.
Yeah, I think that's probably entirely accurate. Rod, if he hasn't acknowledged your FOIL request, the 5-day acknowledgement letter should go out, and they should be trying to get these things within 20 business days unless they need more time.
I think she's got that.
But yeah, I haven't gotten the stuff.
You've got the 5-day notice,
I got a notice that my appeal was received, not the FOIL.
Yeah, this should not be complicated. You should get the stuff. Rod, you gotta get her the stuff. And you know that you're working on getting her the stuff, so I'm not sure what the problem is right now. It's not happened yet, which is, I don't know what exactly happened, but yeah, you need to get the stuff.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have minutes from March 6th.
I motion we approve the minutes from March 16th.
I'll second.
Any discussion about the minutes? March,
Abstain.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Stay.
Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Kathy,
Abstain.
and yes, does that?
Right, wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
Here.
Okay.
Okay.
If you didn't get them, it's hard to approve. I
Yeah.
didn't get them, I can't approve.
That's true.
Mayor, before you do the trustee.
Who didn't get them?
I want to do
I don't think I got
executive session to talk about the pending.
They're not in the back of, in there?
No.
Oh.
Not in your front
Just sending
section.
some direction
They're not in this packet.
He wants to do that.
You can do it before the trustees.
Doesn't matter. Hey, no big deal. I'll get them
You can do it
eventually.
after you approve the minutes, you can do it now, for the trustee reports.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I could maybe leave.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
because you guys might take
Read the
another
room, Mike.
hour.
Okay.
Trustee report.
Good enough.
We need an executive session to talk about.
Pending litigation, involving.
I'll make a motion to have the executive session for pending litigation.
So I can just leave.
Yes, you can.
Can I just ask one question before I leave? That's why I stayed.
Fair.
So, I don't know the whole background with this whole farmer's market thing, but I think everybody's in agreement of farmer's market's good thing. What I don't understand about all the rezoning and all that stuff is that a farmer's market in a parking lot in Walgreens. Like,
Yeah, well, Walgreens is retail, so it's allowed.
I'm sorry?
That's, I think, zoned for business, so the retail is allowed there.
Uh-huh.
This is in our 3 districts where you're not allowed to do retail.
Well, technically.
Wait a second,
Yeah,
though.
technically.
But didn't across the street in the old school sell furniture?
That's
business.
Also business.
What?
They're
That's still
business.
business.
Only this one property is R3 and Marvin Park. Everything around is business.
I mean, I don't know.
Who said the executive?
Fun kids.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron. Bye, Wendy.
Rusty, how do you vote for the executive session?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
We'll invite Ron
Yes.
in, so he doesn't have to leave.
Yes.
We're not done with the trustees report yet.
Right.
I don't think this will take very long.
I can. I mean, I won't go.
Right.
Have a Mountain Dew or something.
5 minutes. Oh, yeah.
No, we have to stay. And they don't have to.
Like you should probably message Mike.
All right, go get,
I'll get ready.
All right, have a good night, everybody. All right.
And I may.
12 o'clock, babe. Remember, you had to play golf or something. I don't know.
Golf.
Yeah, well, cold for
Just
that.
don't stand to the right or left of me because I suck.
See you later.
Did you play golf in North Carolina? No. Did you take good care of your in-laws?
Yes.
Very nice.
They did not starve.
Yep.
They didn't go to the hospital once.
That's a great.
Last time we went, her dad got sepsis.
Oh, no.
Hey, Mike, jumping ahead of you. No report.
Okay,
Okay, hold it.
we got a new one here. Kathy. You have a report?
Excellent. Oh, I like this.
Ron.
No report.
So you making a?
Don't do it, Laura.
I do have a report.
No, do it.
Can you just email it to us?
But I'll make it quicker.
Oh, no, you won't.
We already talked about coordination and communication related to the grant and the governance. And we've talked about the solar project. The Climate Smart Communities Task Force, the next meeting moved to April 17th. And we'll get an update of progress from the BU students. There's the 3 teams working on flood communications, a flood storytelling project, and the natural resource inventory. With back about the wayfinding signs, there's a local in-person floodplain management training by the DEC. That is happening May 14th. It's at the Town of Owego Shared Services Facility. And you can get a tour of their Emergency Operations Center. And there's training credit hours that are available for planning and zoning members and our floodplain administrator. And
What is the times for that?
it's gonna be 1 to 5.
1 to 5?
Worst possible time ever.
On a Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is great for paid people, but horrible for.
Yeah, they wanted to do that so that the elected officials could attend on work hours, so.
Do they know we don't work hours? That we work these hours, midnight?
We're all part timers.
We don't care about any of that. About why they decided to do it then.
And I'm still waiting on for the documents from FEMA, and if they come into the office, let me know. Okay, so, yeah, we're just encouraging, local officials to, go to the floodplain management training. It's through Tioga, but it's really us, organizing this, for us. All right, that's it for me.
I love it. You done good.
No, that
Terry.
was 2 minutes. That was very good.
April 17th sounded familiar.
OHPC had 4 certificates of approval issued, and that's
They're doing their grand opening of the historical society for the 250.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I was
well
gonna-
invited. That is from 6 to 8 p.m.
See, night, perfect.
Where when is that?
That's the grand opening of the Tioga County Historical Society 2026 exhibit for the 250th anniversary.
The museum,
Apparently,
right?
there's 3 different exhibits going on.
Yeah, the museum, right?
Yeah, it's a Friday night, April 17th.
Frank.
I was gonna talk about the same thing.
Sorry,
Other
Fran.
than that,
I remembered it.
Nothing
I
right
never
now.
did it.
yeah.
Done.
All right, me.
Yep.
So, if you've heard or not heard, we got the big boy coming to town.
Oh, yeah.
June
Oh,
12th.
yeah. June 12th, so we're meeting with them Wednesday.
Train.
They,
at 2 o'clock. Yeah, the train.
Mike, they know the date now? They
June
know the date
12th.
now because they didn't know when it was coming from Buffalo to Scranton, when it might be coming through. They think it's,
Well, so I got this date from Nick Regal, who may or may not be correct.
okay.
I'm meeting with them on Wednesday at 2 o'clock to figure it
Yep.
out.
Glad you clarified. I'm like, who the hell's Big Boy?
Yes, it's a large train, the
Big boy.
largest,
Steamer.
steamer.
It's a guy, a little kid holding up a burger on a huge statue. You know what I'm talking about?
Little overalls, awful cute.
It like ties into all this 250 stuff, it's going coast to coast and back.
I thought Shaq was coming.
I don't know.
Shaq is coming.
On the train track.
It's supposed to
It's
stop.
supposed to
Sorry.
end up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, every other train stops on the tracks.
Right.
So okay, it's looking so slow.
No, it's stopping for half an hour.
Oh, really?
So they're saying that we may get a crowd, which is like.
Yeah, well, for sure.
It's, yes, Ron, I'm with you. It's got 12 cars behind it, it's gonna block both of our crossings. For
Probably.
half
Well,
an
that's what I
hour.
gotta figure out too, is where exactly it's gonna
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Nick seems to think it's gonna stop right by the turn, which used to be the train station.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
Apparently they went there thinking it was a train station. That's how he talked to them.
Or could
Okay.
they stop back before that at McMaster?
No, on, Depot Street.
Yeah, just across from the Hagley, right?
But back before that though, at McMaster,
What about it?
have them stop there and then people can go in that field and.
Yeah, well, we'll
Well,
talk
you
about where they're stopping.
Yeah, we're gonna have them stop.
Oh, that's very
I'm
exciting.
just telling you, we're not gonna have a vote.
No,
What do we
no,
do?
these people that are.
Well,
having
he's
meetings
gonna
with me
negotiate.
Are the Federal Railroad Police from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, we don't get a vote on any of this.
You got this, Mike.
Yep.
They don't like me. I got caught hopping a train when I was 15.
Oh, okay, we won't tell them your name.
I didn't want to walk to school. Like, only 10
You
miles
might
an
have looked a
hour.
little different, Don. I don't think they'll know.
Okay.
What else you got, Mike?
Nothing, Little League opening day is, April 25th. Anybody wants to do the parade, let me know. Get you.
It's gonna rain.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, it was so bad last year. I
It
felt
was,
so
they
bad.
tried
for
2
them.
times and it didn't work.
Yep.
That's it. Move to adjourn.